So coming to you live from the OpenStack Barcelona Summit, I'm here with Nick Jones from Datacentered. How it's pronounced, Datacentered?
Datacentered,
Yeah,
right.
fantastic. One of the larger OpenStack public clouds operating out of the UK. So tell us a little bit about your operation and how and the complexities around delivering public OpenStack cloud where others haven't succeeded as well.
Okay, so we're the biggest UK owned and operated OpenStack public cloud. We've been around about 3-4 years now. We do both OpenStacks. We run obviously a public cloud based on OpenStack and Ceph. We also operate a data center in which we provide sort of traditional data center co-location facilities. So the fact that we're running a data center and doing co-location gives us plenty of space in which we can build our own cloud platform. So as far as the running and operation of a cloud platform is concerned, that side of the typical costs associated with having to pay for power, having to pay for connectivity, having to pay for cooling, everything else. We've got our own data center, so it's not a problem for us. And otherwise, so I work. So basically, I head up the cloud team. And when we joined, when we sort of brought this team together, we built the team with a very strong vision and a real emphasis culture on open source and leveraging open source tools and leveraging open source technology, but doing it in a way that in a collaborative way to make sure that we engage with upstream, that we whatever engineering solutions that we come up with or whatever problems we work around, we kind of push that back upstream and sort of really be a part of the community, because that's what open source is about. So that's how we've managed to, I think, have develop a very successful platform. So again, in the spirit of openness, be very candid with our customers and have the right sorts of conversations to understand what their requirements are, and have just a very specific focus on what we're doing, what we're delivering, and how we're delivering it. Aside from the practical considerations around physically hosting a cloud somewhere, it's like I said, we have our own data center, so that's kind of taken care of.
Awesome. So what are some of the things that you've contributed code around? What are some of the gaps that OpenStack has had that you had to build kind of custom code and kind of contribute that back upstream?
Yeah, so we're massive fans of a configuration management tool, Puppet. So we've done a lot of work around Puppet. So we pushed various changes back upstream to the official OpenStack Puppet modules, as well as the wider Puppet sort of ecosystem. We did a lot of work about a couple of years ago now to integrate ARM into our public cloud platform as well. So there were quite a few changes required on that side to sort of have a seamless provisioning process, whether you wanted x86 or whether you wanted ARM. That didn't sort of pan out commercially the way that we expected. So we kind of shifted focus away from that. But every single step of the way, if there's anything that we developed that we believe would be of use to the wider community, we've made sure we push that back upstream. And just I focus an awful lot on the operational engineering side of things. So we really engage with the wider operators community around OpenStack, which is really seen over the last best part of a year, has really kind of seen a lot more interest and a lot more focus. So again, even if it's just fairly straightforward things like simple monitoring scripts or like homebrew tools that we've knocked up to do to manage orphan resources, for example, just making sure the rest of the operator community is aware of that and just developing ways to share and discuss that sort of thing. So we just try and basically pitch in wherever we can, and if we develop anything that's of any use or we perceive it's of any use, then we try and make people aware of it, and we're happy to share it.
That's awesome. Yeah, that's part of why Cloudify actually selected Data-Centered. We also believe in that kind of open and collaborative spirit, being open source. A lot of other organizations have had challenges in delivering public open OpenStack cloud. Please tell me a little bit about the challenges that you encountered, how you overcame them, the cool stuff that you were doing to make it viable.
Managing and operating OpenStack effectively is definitely, it's a challenge. I'll say that it's a significant engineering challenge. There are a lot of different moving pieces, a lot of different moving components, and I think getting your head around the fact that OpenStack isn't one specific product. It's a number of things that have to work together in harmony to actually deliver any kind of a service or any kind of a product on top of that. And assembling the right team and people that have got the right background and that sort of depth of understanding has been absolutely key as far as overcoming the sort of operational challenges that we've seen with OpenStack. And yeah, again, just sort of being part of the open source community and being part of this You know, everyone's about open source these days. You know, even Microsoft, I think, are now the biggest committer on, according to GitHub stats, for example. Everyone's about open source. So being part of that community and being part of the OpenStack community and being part of the Ceph community has really helped us commercially as well. So, you know, it's that's one way in which we've maybe some of the business challenges, you know, we kind of, by engaging in that wider community, that wider ecosystem, and we've had opportunities in companies like Cloudify that come to us and say, hey, you know, you guys seem to know what you're doing with OpenStack and you've got this great service, so, you know, we want to use it. But also, you know, again, we're open with our customers as well, so if you've got ideas for features or you want to see changes or there's a particular way in which you want to see something delivered, you know, we have that conversation and, you know, we'll do our best to make those changes and make it happen.
So being part of an integral part of the OpenStack community, tell me what you think about where OpenStack is going. I mean, this whole event has been in the theme of multi-cloud interoperability. First off, is data-centered OpenStack only? And if so, are there any plans to include any other technologies, containers? And we talk about the hybrid stack also. And also, going forward, where OpenStack is going, if you feel it's delivering what it needs to deliver. Yeah,
OpenStack as a project is so vast. There probably isn't a single IT challenge or IT service that there isn't an OpenStack project that will take care of that challenge for you and provide an API to whatever it is that you know, whatever problem it is you're trying to solve. So OpenStack is extraordinarily flexible in that regard. But because it's so vast, I think that's why a lot of people struggle with it. You know, right now our cloud platform is powered by OpenStack and Ceph. Everyone wants containers. Everyone's talking about containers. We're using containers ourselves to deliver some of the OpenStack control services and how we actually operate OpenStack. And we're going through a run of upgrades, and pretty soon we'll have Magnum available in production so that people will be able to, you know, deploy something like Kubernetes or Mesos or Docker Swarm, you know, directly via OpenStack, and then they can then use that container orchestration application to deliver their containers and their service. So again, for us, it's about, you know, we are providing a cloud service, and we have to understand what our customers are asking for and what challenges they sort of see and how they like to operate and how they like to work, and make sure that we develop our platform in a way that enables those services and enables the deployment of their applications. So, you know, whether it's virtual machine provisioning, which is, I suppose, these days is kind of fairly traditional, or whether it is, you know, 12-factor apps and it's got to be on microservice and everything else. You know, OpenStack for us has been the best tool for the job as far as operating a public cloud platform is concerned. And, you know, I don't really see any reasons to why that would change anytime soon. And again, there are OpenStack projects that would help us deliver, you know, container-native services as well, for example, or bare metal or whatever. It's, you know, OpenStack is so vast, so you've got that flexibility right there.
Awesome. So keep doing the excellent work that you're doing around OpenStack and being an integral part of the community. Thank you for taking the time.
Thank you.
Thank you.